Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura speaking in her falsetto voice this evening. And hopefully, her words are not false, but rather true. Anyway, welcome to the show. There's a website for the show, which is spiritmediumtv.com, and I'm going to be referring to that in the next couple of moments. That's why I'm mentioning it. Join our mailing list there for miracle mindset messages, which is basically channeling the things I do on a regular basis. All the articles I write, everything is going to have a little more focus, but really the underpinnings of everything that I do is all about you, alignment with your own miracles through soul alignment. That's what my purpose is on earth. I channel a group of entities that some might call the Elohim, some might call them the Alpha Mega Light beings. They have come by various names, but basically they are the closest entities to the ultimate force of the universe and are the original manifestors, taking from the energy of the all that is and creating the reality that we experience on a regular basis. So this lifetime, I'm supposed to be sort of like a mouthpiece for them, as many of the light workers are today. It all has to do with moving through an ascension process, which is moving from fear of the unknown, fear that we can't have what we want or need, to alignment, first with our own soul and then with source. And that's what the ascension essentially means. If you're ever wondering what's all this gobbledygook, what are all these buzzwords about, that's what it's about. Anyway, back to this, to a couple of housekeeping things, and then I'll go to the focus subject, then we'll do our meditation, and then I'll go to the phone lines. As usual, we have a lot of people waiting for messages. I do have a donation system, which goes in part to help animals, and that can be accessed, so you can jump to the top of the queue at the website for the show, which is spiritmediumtv.com. And that would be the 8 no wait. That's what you're accessing there. If you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and whoops, jump the gate. And that will give you priority in the queue. Don't do it towards the end of the show because I won't be able to probably see you. I kind of get involved with the readings and everything. I already have one donation, and I'll be checking a little bit in the beginning to see who else might have donated. Not a big deal. If you don't want it, that's cool too. This is not here to, this is my pro bono work. This is my gift to everyone as part of my soul's charter on earth, is to do a certain portion of my work in this way. Okay. So what else do we have there? We also have on spiritmediumtv.com what I call the free for me. And that's how you get a third more time free in your private session with Laura. So just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and there it explains how to book your session. And the code, the event code, is the free for me. And if you put that in when you're paying for your session, you will get automatically, I gift you a third more time than that for which you pay. So if you pay for 30 minutes, a third of that is 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes is automatically added to the end of your session, so you get 40 minutes for the regular price of 30 minutes. And it's true for the 15-minute session and the 45-minute session and so on and so forth. So that's the free for me. Hi, Mike. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, I'd be curious, Mike, doesn't it say that I'm doing free readings on the video? It should say it at the bottom. It should say also what number to call to get in the queue. Let me know. I'd like to know if it is there. I hope it is. Okay. I try to make it clear that I'm doing pro bono free readings tonight, mediumship messages. Might also want to call it the miracle mindset messages, because a lot of the work I do is about metaphysics and aligning with source and healing thyself and moving forward, spiritual evolution, really, so that we can experience more miracles in our day-to-day life. I also do mediumship, meaning connecting to the deceased loved ones, including animals in the spirit realm. And I also do medical mediumship, meaning insights to health issues in complement to your licensed professional help. All of this is in complement, not replacement for. Just need to say that it's not a replacement for, but in complement to anything else you might be getting from a licensed professional. Okay, so hi Brenda. Am I real? I'm not sure. I think I'm real. If you read on my website, you'll see my credentials, darling. I'm not here to explain anything more than that. Okay, so the focus subject for this evening is where do pets go when they die? Where do pets go when they die? And I just happen to have lost my little stinker, my last cat. Of course, what else would I have but cats? Because I'm a cat lady. And let me see if I could get a good picture of her, not the one of her last moments on earth, but one of her in a happy way. Let me see if I could find one. Oh, that's the good one. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's my little stinker. And she's now, yeah, there she is. She's now in ashes. She's cremated. And it was a very difficult thing for me. I'm sure it is for a lot of people, especially if you don't have children. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I think it does in my case. I don't have any children, so losing my cat, my last cat, out of the last two that I had, is a big closure for me because I'm not probably going to have any animals for a long while. I'm getting too old, I think, for that. So anyway, in that process, I had a lot of psychic experiences. And also in my sessions with clients, I've had a lot of psychic experiences. If a client asks me to bring in an animal from a pet of theirs from the spirit realm, I'm, we're going to have some results, hopefully. I can't always guarantee results, but mostly I do get results. And I have a couple of stories about that. Everything I'm about to say is in an article on my website, spiritmediumtv.com, being a page on my website. So if you want to go to my website, go to spiritmediumtv.com and you'll find where do pets go when they die as one of the articles. And in my particular case with this cat, after she passed, at first, I felt very lost, very alone, very disoriented, very upset. And it took about 2 to 3 days. I had a dream. And in the dream, there was this massive gray energy that was forming in front of me. And it finally formed. It looked like it was struggling, but it finally formed into the shape of my cat. My cat is gray and white. And I knew that she was doing that to let me know she was all right. So when I woke up the next day, I felt much better because I saw she had transitioned and was available in the spirit realm or in the astral realm. Then a couple more days, she came again, and this time she was alive and lively and adorable. And she had her litter box and her food and her water, and she was in a new home with me. I was there with her as, again, her human caretaker, if you will, or partner, if you will, to show me that at least the message to me in the dream was, my cat and I exist in another dimension, another plane. And in case you're interested in all of this about the other side, there's a great book on the subject. Actually, there's a number of books by Dr. Michael Newton, Newton. He's my favorite. I'm sure there's a lot of books, but he's he's kind of like pretty well known and is an authority figure in that he's conducted thousands and thousands of subject research sessions in which he regresses humans into the spirit realm. And he tells us what life is like in the spirit world. One of his subjects explains how he tried to enter the dream of his wife, who was still alive on Earth, and is very similar to what I experienced with my cat. That particular consciousness has to learn how to get into the dream of the human on Earth. It's a kind of interesting thing. So if you're curious about any of that, you might want to check out that book called Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. So in any event, so where do pets go? There, I'm going to give you the short answer to a long question is, I believe the same place that human souls go. Oh, yeah. I have seen them go over the Rainbow Bridge when I'm in client sessions. Some of the pets showed me themselves going over the Rainbow Bridge, which is a metaphor really for them transitioning from an earth environment into the spirit realm. The last one I saw like that, there seemed to be a tall being in a cloak with the animal walking next to them as if it was a guide or an angel for that particular animal. So suggestion there is that there are guides for animals too, not just for humans. And when I was writing this article, I decided to look up, maybe it was a different article, but I decided to look up, if I put that in the search in Google, what would I get? And there's a lot of answers from Christianity and other religions, but basically, especially the Christian ones, basically are saying they kind of have an energy, but then it dissipates after they're gone. As a medium, and I'm not necessarily, a lot of mediums like to act like they know everything. I'm not, just because I'm talking to dead people and dead animals, and they feel very alive to me, doesn't mean I am an authority on this. I read like you do. There's been some of the best scientists in the world. As a matter of fact, I do research mediumship. Tomorrow I will be doing some with a PhD in psychology, trying to explore the afterlife. And in these experiments, they still haven't concluded that absolutely in a scientific sense it's proven. But the information is extremely compelling. And I'm just going to give you one quick story about a pet, and then we'll go to the meditation and the phone lines. So why do I say that? Well, okay, a couple of recent mediumship sessions. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be talking to Wade, who made a donation. I don't know, Wade, if you're privy to what happened when I was talking to Alyssa, but she asked me if I could bring in some of her pets that were in spirit, and I brought in a cat, and then all of a sudden I heard this thing of, "I'm sorry the way I left you," in my head. And she said, "That's not my cat." She said, "That's my dog." So I allowed the voice to continue. It was as if I had a visual connection with the cat, which was confirmed, but then the dog interrupted. The dog was very, very strong. The dog went on to explain what had happened for evidence for the sitter, for Alyssa, and so on and so forth. And so what did that mean? It basically meant to me that, well, everything was verified, and the sitter became very upset because it was a pain she held inside of herself of the way that transition occurred. And so when I see things like that happen, when spirit comes in with an intention, I know I'm not just having telepathy or mind reading the sitter, because there's an intention there. There's proof that the consciousness of the being in spirit realm had an agenda, and it was fulfilled. So when I see that, to me, that is very compelling evidence that consciousness continues and that there are other realms in which we go that are not just the physical realm, but other realms, astral realms, energy realms, actually infinite number of realms that we go. Human souls go to one basic vibration, but there's many other places to go. Okay, so I hope that was interesting to you. I see a few people here on Facebook. I just want to say thank you for being here. Hello, Denise. Brenda, I'm not sure why you're asking me if I'm real. It's kind of an insult, to be honest. If you would read my website, you'd understand why I say that. Carolyn, thank you so much for being here. Marinka, hello. Thank you so much. And whoever was sending the pretty little hearts, thank you as well. Melody, Jerry, Addie, Chanel, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much. I'm going to now go to the phone lines on Blog Talk Radio after a meditation. So I won't be looking on Facebook that much. I won't be looking here. So I want you all to know I do welcome you, and I'm so happy you're here. There is a phone number that you can call to get in the reading queue. It is area code 347-988-5885. 945 5849. I already probably have a full queue, and it should be on this video, that number, as well as on the banner for my public figure page on Facebook. It should be in some posts that I have, so on and so forth. Somebody's giving me some flowers and pictures there. I guess that's acknowledgement is there. I hope that the number is there, because a lot of people keep asking me, how do I get a reading? And I try to put it everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going over to Blog Talk, and we're not that full. Depends how long the readings take. I'm going to also check one thing here, see if there's anything that I need to see before I go to the phone lines. Not at the moment. Okay, so we're going to do now a prayer, an energy connection, and then I'm going to come to the phone line. So everybody listening, if you please sit back and uncross your arms and legs. Start to breathe from your abdomen, allowing yourself to get very light and relaxed, breathing in deeply. And when you're ready, allowing your air to leave your lungs, relaxing and releasing all stress, totally going into a liquid, mindful state. When you're ready, breathe in again from your abdomen. And now on the exhale, start to think about what you need from Spirit today, focusing in on your questions, or asking those in the spirit realm that you would like to speak with in an other side connection to join you. So please call them in. While you're doing that, I'm going to go off and invoke the Master Prayer. I will be back in a second. Now, on your next exhale of breath, please release into your space your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. And what this is now is we're all connected in a psychic field, if you will. So the first person I'm going to go to is the first person who made a donation, who is Wade, and I'm going to open that line. Hi there, Wade. How are you this evening? I'm great, honey. Thank you so much for asking. So what can Spirit do for you this evening? You have a question? Oh boy. All right, let's see. By the way, do you have a mother in spirit, honey? Grandmother, mother? You probably have a grandmother. Okay. Well, you got a lot of mothering around you right now. And hold on a second. So why is she not asking that question? Oh, I see, because more you're concerned for the business. Let me go to the business and see what's going to happen. 1 second, please. She should be helping you with the business right now. I feel she's I'm talking about Alyssa, she's very eager to get started with this. Like she's on overdrive right now. I think you should listen to her. Okay? I have a feeling that she's saying to you, Alyssa, what to do. And I think she really knows what to do, but I feel a lot of constructive energy coming from her. And I'm going to continue and drill down to details, give you a little bit more to work with. So, Spirit, you are soliciting others right now from within your circle of acquaintances, friends, family, that sort of thing. You're sort of like reaching out. That's a good thing to do. However, you're going to need to do more than that to really get the work that you need. Now, I don't know if you're privy at all, but I did almost a full reading on this before for Alyssa. And the answers are coming back pretty similarly. Is that there's somebody that you know that you've done contract work for before that would be able to offer you some freelance opportunities that you could do under the umbrella of the organization the business organization that you've created. He's almost a friend, but he's not quite, more like a business person. And if you want, I can give you some more details about him, unless you already know who that is. Do you know who that is? All right, let me just see something. Somebody you work with before. He's sort of like a friend of yours. He's a little bit older than you. There's a good camaraderie there. I'm seeing, see if I can give you more details. Feels like he's in the past. You haven't really worked with him for a while. So what you need to do is go through your list of contacts. You need to call them. That's the best thing that you can possibly do. Go to your past, get that list together, and get organized about it. I feel some will say, well, not right now, but in the future. I feel there is one that will probably have a more likely work for you right now. And I don't, let me see if there's advertising or anything like that needs to be done. There's no advertising. It needs to be done through networking. And you have a lot of people you know. And so you should even be talking to people that are not likely to refer you right now because they could know of something. So even if it's somebody who's working on a job that you know, maybe he's not in a position to refer, you may know something. So you have to do a lot of network. It needs to come through the existing contacts that you have. And I'm going to move now to projection. So with all of this, Spirit, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to have everything you need within the next few months. I don't know if you can exist for about 3 more months before that happens, but I feel it's going to be a little bit touch and go for 3 months until you start to see regular contracts coming in. At that time, I feel you're going to have to be ready to have people working for you. Now, that suggests that between now and then, you might have some work coming in. I need to look at what's going to happen between now and then. That I don't see what's going to happen yet. It's not all about you marketing for the next 3 months. You have to have some income coming in. And I need to see if it's going to be from where you are now or where, what's going to happen there. Hold up. It's empty. You haven't left your employer yet. Is that correct, love? They're saying no, you have not left yet. That's good, because I don't feel you should. What I feel is it's going to take at least 3 months to ramp it all together. It is possible that within 2 months it could happen if you move ahead very quickly, but I think within 3 months. So I wouldn't think of, I don't want you to worry because that's not going to help you. The only thing that's going to help you is getting active. The miracle mindset, which is something that just hit me today, the term, but the concept of a miracle mindset is that we have to focus on what we feel is right for ourselves. We have to focus on our intuition, and we have to always look at positive, not negative. Positive, not negative. If you start to get nervous, well, then you're not going to function. Not going to function very well. So it's all very logical. So focus on the positive. Take action, going after your existing contacts. You might have to say to Alyssa, here's a list. Can you start calling them or working on it for me when I'm not there during the day, something like that. But it needs. I feel like both of you need to get extremely organized and get like you're in the army or something. Really, really get aggressive about going after the business. You have any questions about that, honey? All right, sweetheart. Have a beautiful evening and just get going. You have to know, wait, one more thing I have to say is you have to know it's possible. See, you don't know that. You do? Okay, because I hope you do, because you have to know it's possible. You have to visualize it every day. You have to see phone calls being made, people saying, yes, I do know of a job. You have to see yourself lining up people to work for you. You have to see yourself setting the corporation up, having the office space, pulling the money in. You might want to make a symbol for all of this, like you getting big fat checks, right? But you have to see it every day. You have to spend at least 10 minutes a day visualizing it. That helps bring it in. Okay? I didn't make this up. This stuff has been taught to people, even in corporations. They have there's something called Silva mind control. Have you ever heard of that? You're kind of young. You may not have ever heard of that. Okay, or psychocyber. Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about Silva mind control. Silva mind control is for everybody. That's why I'm going in detail on this. Was a program created by Jose Silva. He was an American citizen living near Mexico and Texas during the 50s. And he was experimenting with hypnosis with his children to help them get straight A's in school. He wanted to hypnotize them for better performance, right? Hypnosis is quite commonly used for performance, right? Reaching goals. Well, he found out that as he would hypnotize his children, not only would they know the answers, but they started to psychically know the questions before he even asked them without any priming or anything. So he said, there's a lot to this. Anyway, he wanted to research it more and have scientific evidence, and he didn't have the money to do that. He was already working 18-hour days in his TV store, electronics repair store. One night he had a dream. Like all this light filled his mind, and Jesus Christ appeared to him, and these numbers came in. I kid you not, this is a true story. And he remembered the numbers. The next day, he just happened to run an errand for a friend. And while he was waiting for his friend to complete the errand, there was a lottery going on. He says, oh, it's like a big lottery, big pot. He says, let me try the numbers. Well, lo and behold, he won the money to conduct the research. And he created this program called Silva Mind Control. My brother-in-law was taught Silva Mind Control as part of his corporate training when he was working in the 70s, 80s timeframe. Anyway, it's a way to obtain goals by going into a deep altered consciousness, certain tonal beats, certain beats or things you'll listen to that put you in an altered state, and then you visualize. There's a program, there's steps to go through. And what happens is we start to create that reality. We start to create it almost on autopilot. So I'm going to give you an assignment because it'll help a lot with your belief systems that makes all this happen, is to look up Silva Mind Control, look up psychocybernetics, anything like that, and see what you come up with, and start doing your visualization every day for at least 10 minutes of you being in the situation that you want for yourself. Okay, my dear? All right, honey, have a beautiful evening. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm just going to go check make sure there are no other donations. And there is a donation from Diana. Okay. Anybody else besides her? Diana, I'll get your phone number from the donation, hopefully. It's 781. I know, I saw that number in the queue. Oh, that was the one who wants the other side connection. Hold on. Diana, 781. Okay. Hi, Diana, how are you doing this evening? You sound a little sad earlier. Sorry for your loss, love. Yeah. Yeah, you know, a little story. Thank you for your donation. It goes in part to help animals, by the way. I remember once I went to a group reading, and there was a medium in the front of the room, and I asked if she could, she worked it by questions, and I said, can you bring in any messages from this person or that person? I used names. Medium didn't know, but the medium had no empathy. And I remember I just lost my mother, and I was like, damn, that is cruel. Yeah, I felt right. A medium should show a little bit of concern for feelings of you. And so I say to you, yeah, I know. Okay, so I want you to focus in on your loved one or loved ones, and I'm going to go to your energy and see what I can pull in. And somebody is calling me during the show. I have to put the phone on silent. I can't, Heather, honey, I cannot answer calls right now. Okay. All right. All right. So let me now see what I feel very strongly a mother figure around you, honey. A mother figure. It may not be who you want, but you may have some mother figure in spirit. She does feel she's carrying a bit of extra weight on her, and she's a little heavier than she'd like to be. Uh, I don't know if you're looking for a mother figure right now, sweetie, but bear with me, honey. You're not. That's fine. But we don't pull in who you want. We only pull in who we get. Okay? So let me just explain that. Okay, well, let me just explain a little bit because I didn't say it before, not to worry. What I do is I look around you, see all the energetic characters, figures that are around you. Who's there from spirit? Knock, knock, who's there? And then hopefully, if I don't see anybody else, I have to go with who comes in because I can't force souls to come in. And she may be trying to pull in someone else for us, right? So I always go and follow, right, following the energy. So I do see this woman. She's there. She's a little overweight. She might be even a little more than a little overweight. When she walks, she waddles a little bit. Her hair is not real short. It's not. It's like medium length to a little short. It has a little bit of a wave to it. She says she's a very kind soul and that she loves you very much. She's showing me her face with a little bit of a curve. I'm sorry, like a 3/4 view to see her profile a little bit. And I do see she's got a strong nose, but it's in balance to everything else. Her lips are a little thin, a little strong nose, not terribly overbearing, but strong forehead and cheekbones. Would you not understand that as your mother-in-law or any woman that you would know in spirit, please? Okay, would you understand this woman has, well, the one I'm getting, I'm going to continue until you can completely identify it, this person, and then we'll see if she's leading us to someone else. So please be very open and try to apply yourself because it's important for success through this process. So she's showing me she has something going on in her chest where her heart would be. I see a lot of pain there. I also see a burning sensation in the chest, down the esophagus and the left side of the chest. So that could mean a couple of things, a heart problem, or it could mean lung problems, it could mean esophageal problems, it could mean other things. But would that have any relevance to you whatsoever of who you're thinking of, please? Okay. If you can't You don't know. Okay. If you can't understand who it is, I'm going to do my best. But if you're not getting it, I'm going to have to let you go because I can't force it. So I'm going to continue, see if we get more. I also see that she's carrying water in her body as if she's got, okay. So she's trying to show me that she has a problem with circulation. So it would go to the heart and a heart issue. Would you know anyone that has, okay, let me be a little more specific. Her ankles are swollen with water as if she has heart issues. It has to do with circulation. Would any of the women right now, you don't have to know, that's okay, love. Yes, no, maybe. Do you know anyone who would have had heart problem and had circulation issues and perhaps would have had swollen ankles from that? Could be. She has a heart issues or circulation. Well, now she's showing me circulation. Before she said heart to me, I didn't say it that way. I just described pain in the left side of the chest. And now she's showing me her legs are swollen with water to mean, translation, got circulation problems. Okay? So that would be cardiovascular issues, and that could relate to a stroke. But I'm going to give you a little more detail, honey. Okay, so her face again, as I mentioned before, she is carrying extra weight on her body. Does that coincide with whom you're thinking of, please? Okay. And the hair is not real short. It's it's actually kind of pretty. It's kind of around her face. It's got a brown kind of thing going on, maybe like a little bit of chestnut highlights, but not real dark, more brown. So whoever it was probably was dyeing her hair or was wearing a wig or something. At least the picture she's giving me right now. Would that make sense or coincide with who you're thinking of, please? All right. And now she shows me her face a little bit better, but I do see a lot of agedness, particularly under the eyes and wrinkles and all that. Nose is again not real small, It's a little wider, a little fullish, but she has other bones in her face to balance that, like the cheekbones. Uh, her lips are thin. Yeah, she's older. Would that make sense to you, please? Who you're thinking? Okay, good. She's a kind woman. She has a heart of gold. She loves you very much. For some reason or other, why are you doing that? She's moaning a little bit, like, hold on. Okay, she does talk about the stroke. She said she's calling it cerebral hemorrhage of sorts. I'm sorry for the way I left you and the family alone like that. She says, I didn't mean to leave so suddenly. So it must have been a suddenness to passing. Um, there's a lot of upset in the home and the family right now for you in particular. She says you have a lot of responsibilities. You can't seem to get something out of your way right now. It keeps haunting you or coming up over and over again. It's a question about you and your own health. You and your own health. She says, she's saying all this to me. You can't really understand what's going on with your health. Now, that could mean a lot of things, Diana, honey. Could mean you have, I'm getting more information on it. She's telling me that you have problem with your digestive system right now. Are you having anything like that, love, going on? Also, oh, okay. Well, there's a certain amount of confusion about it right now. She's saying she's trying to help you from the other side, give you insight. And if it is your mother-in-law, I don't know why she would be doing that, but I have to honor the messages because, as you can see, they're fairly specific and they're heartfelt messages. Now, if you're yeah. Now, if you're looking for someone else to come through, and I have a feeling I know who that is, I'm just going to take a second, love, to see if I can see who that is. If your mother-in-law will either open the pathway to that other soul or step aside, allow you to get that other closure. You see, there's a lot of stress and it's affecting your stomach a lot because of this, I guess, loss that you have. But let's see. In other words, your mom, right? Okay, so let's see. So, mom, mother-in-law, mom. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, she says, for the way I left you. I left you all alone like that. Now you have to take care of everything alone by yourself. I'm not there to help you anymore. Okay, that's interesting. If I don't know if that makes sense, what you're thinking of. Does that make any sense, love? Diana, honey? All right. All right. Well, not for her. She's showing me somebody in a bed that you're taking care of or that you did take care of. And that I think that she was around at that time. I don't know. I can't assume too much. All I know is what she says and what she's showing me. Because, I'm just the medium. So she's showing me that you're caretaking. She's going to give me more info. I'm trying to pull the next soul in behind her. There's a soul that you're trying to talk to that I know very well. She loves him very much. He is now with her. They've seen each other. They're with each other. Um, she says, okay. So would you understand that her son, your husband, is with her, please? She's trying to show me that desperately. It's not easy for her to show me this. And I would assume from the information she's giving me that you would have had to do some caretaking for this person before he transitioned. Is that correct, please? Not really? Okay. Was there anything that she was helping you with when you were when she was still on Earth? I just want to clear that statement before I go to him. Is there anything that all right. So, but she did transition. She did transition quickly, though, correct? Okay. All right. So, I think she just sees her role in the family as somewhat of helpful. I guess we'll leave it at that. Sorry I left everybody so soon, so suddenly. I was not there to help you with things anymore. We're just going to honor that. So let me see if I can pull him in, and then we'll move on to another caller. Okay, so I do want to say that I do see him that he would have been bedridden, even if it was for a short while. Maybe there was hospitalization or something like that before transition. You don't need to answer anything. I just want to say that. I'm trying to get him clear. Okay, he says, I love you very much. Okay, that's nice, but we do need to get identification from you, please. Okay? We need to get his calling card, so to speak. That would be through evidence. The first thing I do see is that he would have had lost hair on the top of his head. Looks like he's gone a bit bald, and he looks like the original color would be brown, and there's still some hair left on the top of his head. Would you understand that, please, for your husband who's transitioned? Yes, no, maybe? He's a very kind person. He also says he loves animals very much. Would you know that if he liked animals at all, please, when he was on Earth? Yep, I think he does. I was going to move to that next. Don't volunteer any info, okay? Because he had it, saying I have some animal here, but I have to break everything down, especially in this situation when you and I don't know each other. It's a lot of energy flying around. So I have to be careful what I say. I have to be succinct and clear. Okay, so he does have an animal with him. He loves you very much. I just wanted to get one or two more things about him, but he does love animals very much. He has some animal with him. Yes, I do see a dog with him. I will go directly to that animal. It looks like a medium to smaller dog. It looks like it has longer hair to it and longer ears to it. The ears are a darker color. The body of the hair is a lighter color. Would that make sense to you, please, for your dog, please? Okay, and he, the dog, loves you very much as well. If it's female, I'm getting he. I don't know. Was it male or female, please, the dog? All right, he loves you very much too. The dog's barking a little bit, yapping, yapping, had a high, like pitched, that kind of a thing, kind of cute, loving. Good night for animals here, right? On the show, we're having a good night for animals. He loves you very much. Your husband loves you very much. Everybody loves you very much. And thank you, he says, for taking on all the work of the family, take care of everyone. That's what uh, his mother, and he's also calling her grandma because he must have children with this man. Is that correct, please? Okay. So you're taking care of the family now for everyone. Grandma's not there anymore. She left suddenly. Your husband's not there anymore. He left somewhat suddenly, but there was some care involved before he left. And the dog is with him, and he's taking care of his beautiful animal. My condolences for all of your losses, Diana. I want to thank you so much for calling in this evening and making donation. Thank you, honey. God bless. Okay. I don't think I have any more donations. I will go just double check because I have to honor them. That's the system we've set up here. There is another donation. Oh, and there is another donation. Heather. Okay, Heather's before Debbie. And Heather, thank you, honey. I don't know why you were calling me on my regular phone. Did you get confused? Heather's number starts with 618 going to Heather. And then I will go to the other person. There she is. Hey, Heather. Hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. I'm great, honey. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you for your donation. I didn't read the whole thing. What can Spirit do for you this evening, honey? Okay. Yeah, I just figured that out. I said, I was like, just now, I realized you must have thought you were calling a show. Go ahead, honey. Give me your question. I couldn't a little bit before you were a little, but I get it. In other words, the same question that I've done several sessions, not really private sessions, but we've talked about a lot. All right, let's see what we could do with you. What was going on with your mother growing up? Did you get a lot of criticism, honey? Did mom you a lot, honey? Heather, can you hear me? Heather? All right. Are you in a safe look? I need you to be still and I need you to be focused. Otherwise, we cannot get a connection going. So are you in a good location and can you please be stable in one place and all that good stuff? All right. So the first thing I heard was something about your mother being very, very critical of you when you were younger. And I hear that some of that, I don't know why they're showing me, but 4 to 5 years old was a time in your life was extremely critical in this. I'm not quite sure yet why that is, but I do hear mother figure and critical of you, and it's in early childhood. It could have been just something that happened at that time that made you feel they're going to give me more information on it, made you feel like disempowered. Now, would you recall if mom was ever critical of you in any way, please? Okay. Would you recall if mom was critical of you when you were young, please? Well, something happened at, yeah, but let me just say this. It got seated in you even earlier. This is what they're showing me. Okay. So at 4 to 5 years old, I see you putting your hand on something hot like the stove. And I don't know if it's literally this, so just bear with me, okay? And that mom screams at, don't do that. And she says, you're going to get hurt, but she wasn't nice about it. She called you a couple of names too. So what I'm getting here is that you're in a box of this limitations, like I'm afraid to do anything. It nailed you down. Okay. Now, let's see, what are the methods for clearing this? First, one method is to go to counseling. Another method is energy healing. There's many, 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 many methods to clear these kind of things. But I'm getting that you should go down that rabbit hole and explore those relationships with your mother. I'm hearing for you, hypnosis therapy would be very good, where a licensed therapist who does hypnosis can put you under a little bit. I know it's kind of hard for you to go on because it's hard for you to focus. But if you could go under, that you would go back and experience some of these things, see them for what they are, and replace them in your memory bank so that they are not controlling you anymore. That's the first thing. Another way to do it is with something called EMDR. It has to do with rapid eye movement or something, and therapists do that. EMDR, it's similar to hypnosis, except it's it helps you release blocks, and it's a therapeutic mechanism. It's used quite often with people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, particularly from the Vietnam War. It started, they came up with some stuff with that, and hidden blocks can be brought up, and then what's the word for it? You reframe them while you're in that altered state. Now, another thing that you could do is, if you want to work on your own, I have a feeling that you should go to, I know you like to work on your own, you're very good at that, but if it doesn't work on your own, then you need to go to somebody. But also another thing to do if you're working on this on your own is you could sit before bedtime and take a couple of minutes writing down in a journal, please reveal to me where the blocks are and clear them during my dreams. Write it down. Go to sleep. Because I find my dreams are very healing. It does a lot of what the hypnosis does, and it does a lot of what the EMDR does. And I think that you'll be able to overcome a lot by doing that, going in that direction. Okay, so I'm pointing you in that direction.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it doesn't have to be a recall. It could be done and you not remember. Okay, really, you don't have to remember it for it to work. It goes beyond the conscious mind. It's when we go to REM sleep. REM sleep is, that rapid eye movement. This is good for everybody to know. Your eyes are going from left hemisphere to right hemisphere, back and forth while your eyes are closed. And while it's on a subject, what it's doing is it's literally remapping your memories and parts of your brain surrounding memories, so that something that was traumatic can be remapped in the brain and not control you anymore. So that's the direction I'm seeing you, that you could get some benefit from, and that's where Spirit is leading me. So I would look into that if I were you. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It can't not ever increase until we have our blocks removed. And there are so many ways to remove blocks. You've already been doing some of the meditations that were in that soul abundance course, but if that's not working, you got to keep trying until you figure out the thing that does work. So today I'm seeing hypnosis primarily to release blocks. And if you like the hypnotist, then you can go on to goals, programming yourself for goals. I don't know if you were listening earlier. I was talking to Wade about Silva mind control, but it's a form of self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis as well. I feel for you, you need somebody to be there with you to anchor you through the process. Eventually, when you get more cleared, you'll be fine. Now you need somebody to help you with that. So I recommend you go for some kind of therapeutic hypnosis. Okay, my dear? Thank you, Heather. Sure. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. I'm going to go to the other person who's made a donation, and that would be, oh my God. Don't make any more donations, people, because the show's practically over. We've got 3 more donations. We've got Debbie, we've got T, and then we've got Mickey. Okay. I will stay with you all, but I'm going to have to be succinct. 530, health and loved ones. Can't do everything in one night, love. Debbie, try to do the best I can. 530 is the first 3 numbers for Debbie. There she is. Hey, Debbie, how are you, sweetie? Sure, absolutely, love. And I'm so sorry for your loss. You said you wanted a loved one connection, but you also had health issues. You're going to have to focus on one or the other, because each could take a long time. And I have 2 other people behind you that did make donations. You sound like it's a little warbly. Is that to do with your health issue, love? Oh, all right, sweetie. Do you want me to focus on that, honey? Oh, all right. So fear is like fear will bring only bad things. So first thing we got to go. I know. All right. So let me just. All right. Well, just now, I want you just for a moment to know that life continues. Nothing is ever lost. Everything will work out. May not be the way you think it'll work out, but maybe your dogs, right? Maybe somebody would adopt your dogs if you're not there for them. But let's relax about it. All right. Well, whatever. Don't put limits on things. Okay? Don't put any limits on anything. All right. So Debbie, I'm going to tune into your energy and see, may I look at your health, or did you want me to look at the dog situation, or what direction do you want me to go in, honey? I need a clear goal. Yeah, I hear your mother is around you. I hear your mother is around you. Is that who you're thinking of, love? Okay, well, I feel a mothering energy, which could also be coming from a man, but let me see who that is. This is for Debbie B. Hold on. Could be, you know, sometimes I think it's a mother, but that man, if it's male, is giving you a nurturing, loving energy. So let's see who's there for. Yeah, Debbie 530. No, there is a male here for you, but he's also an older person. He's not so much a peer energy as an older person. A father figure for you. Would you understand that, please? Okay, and he's tall. He's a rather tall person. He's a good-looking man. He left a little bit, particularly in his youth. Then as he got older, he's showing himself older, carrying a little extra, well, he's carrying extra weight in his stomach. He also looks like he's got a very rugged look to him. He might have liked to wear a beard from time to time. Would that make any sense to you, please? All right. And he also is wearing sort of like a brushed cotton plaid shirt in the particular vision he's giving me, and a hat of some sort that looks like wide brimmed hat, like a cowboy hat or a country kind of hat, I guess. He's got a very rustic feel to him. Okay, good. And you understand. He also has next to him a dog, showing me a beautiful dog. Yeah, tall, a big dog with short fur, light brown to caramel colored dog that's with him. Okay? He says that you love that dog very, very much. And he also says the dog was a highly intelligent being, and is still. He's saying you always, yes, you always marveled at the intelligence of this beautiful creature. And the beautiful dog is there, happy, you know, very soft, sweet energy right now. The dog actually is taking his head and putting it a bit, putting his head down a little bit, like just sweet energy he's showing me. And so this male is here. Okay, look. So this male is here to give you a personal message to help heal you. Okay. And that doesn't necessarily mean all that you have going on is going to disappear. It just means you're going to get healed with your attitude. Let's see what he says. He says, I love you very much. And he's speaking a little French, which I think is kind of funny. He's saying, my petit mon amour, my little love, if you will. He says, I love you very much. He says, you're a very gifted healer yourself. He says, use your healing gifts on yourself to calm down, quiet down, and know that there's higher powers working with you. Now, would you understand that you're a healer, please? Okay. And would you understand Jesus? For some reason, he cares to pull in Jesus. All right. And he says, Jesus is working with you on your soul and your evolution. He says you have to get a hand on things and control yourself. You have to control your emotions and love yourself more than you ever thought possible. You are a very gifted healer. He says, use the water to douse yourself. Use the water to douse yourself. Would that make sense to you, please? Okay. And when he shows me you doing some kind of blessing with water on yourself, I see a big angel there. Big angel looking at you. Yes. Okay. So use the spiritual healing. Yes, use the spiritual healing and cleansing you know to clear your mind, clear your heart, and clear your soul. He says, then everything will be forgiven and you will be clear again, and you will be able to get on with it as you're hoping. Something about clearing whatever was in you. There's something to be cleared, and then you'll be able to get on with your life as you hope to, and everything will be fixed. Everything will be cleared. It's an emotional thing, emotional control thing that needs more than anything else, more than anything else. And when you clear that, you will find guilt-free living ahead for you. He says, I love you. Yeah, perfect. Take care of yourself, my dear. Yeah, take care of yourself. You're very, very welcome, my love. God bless, and I'm going to let you go now, honey. Glad that it was helpful. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Okay, there's two other people. There's T, who I have to find, and then there's one. Let me just see the order of them, so I do it in the way they came in. I believe it's T. Yes, T, and then we go to Mickey. Sorry, everybody. I am going to stay here, you guys. That's not a problem for me. You know, I'm doing God's work. Doesn't matter if that thing goes off. The show continues to record. Okay, 808 area code. 808 area code. Oh, T must have gotten knocked off. Hold on. Is that you, T? Talisha? Yeah. Oh, sweetie. Oh, thank you for your donation. Let me just see what you wrote, and then I will get to the next one. Life question. Go ahead, love. Ask your question. Go ahead, honey. All right, give me his initial, please.
A.
All right, let me just get energy on him. He will overcome them. He will get out of the trouble he's in right now. There's a word fraud comes in and has to do with money. Would you understand that, please? Okay. He will get out of the issue. It's nothing he did wrong. It was a misunderstanding. I hear the words blank check, and that he will be completely redeemed or requited or cleared from this, and that you do not need to worry about it. I also hear that he has gotten the right counsel, legal counsel, to work with him on the issue. I feel it is a pro bono situation where there's not going to be a lot of fees involved for him. Whatever the legal course he's taken, even if it's just going to a public defender, if you will, or someone like that, will help him out of this. And he does have proof that will clear him completely. I feel very badly for him because it's very humiliating for him. But he will get it cleared. So not to worry, my dear. I hear that whoever he's picked, it's not going to cost a lot of money. Maybe that's why you think if we don't spend a lot of money, it's not going to work. But I get that it will be just fine because there's something that is irrefutable or proof that AP has, your fiance has, that cannot be disputed in court. It's evidence, and it will work in his favor. And I hear it has something to do with chronology. The timing on the events cannot be disputed. And that's what will help him clear his name, and you don't have to spend millions of dollars on a lawyer. Okay? So not to worry. All right, so what I want you to focus on then is the chronology when things happen. That's the proof. This happened this day, that happened that day, so how could I possibly have been doing something that's wrong? I hear it's in the order of events. You understand what I mean by that? All right. That's it. Well, I'm hearing the answer will come from that. The way to prove it will come from that. Okay? All right, sweetie, God bless. Yeah, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, honey. I know how stressful that must be. God bless, okay? Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Mr. Mickey. Hold on. Or is it Ms.? Oh, it's Ms. Mickey. I'm getting old, Ms. Ms. Mickey, I'm so sorry. Mickey at 512. Oh, God, here you are. Hey there. I can, honey. Hi. Let me see what you wrote. Mediumship. Okay. I do feel a male for you from the spirit realm. Feels like an older male. Is this somebody in particular you're wanting me to connect? I just want you to answer the question with yes, no, maybe on everything I ask you. What I feel is a male around you that would be a father or father figure at the moment. I cannot guarantee that I'm going to be able to pull in who you want. The reason is Spirit's got an agenda and we got to follow the energy the way it comes in. So let me just continue to look around you energetically, see if there's anybody stepping forward, and then I'll let you direct me in the or where you want me to go with that. Okay? I don't want you to tell me a lot. And then, then we can discuss it. That's what I mean. Let me just see, Mickey, and you're at 512. Again, I hear something about a father, honey. I don't know why they keep saying that, but I do hear father. See if there's anybody else around you. Your last name is kind of interesting. Let me just go look. I'm not going to repeat it on the show, of course. Is that? Okay, got it. Hold on. There's a few people in spirit realm for you. There is some confusion on the other side about what you mean. They're saying to me about your life purpose or what you're supposed to be doing with your life. They're really not sure what to say to that. So are you trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing with your life and that you're looking for somebody in spirit realm to help you with that? I know that sounds weird, but that's the first thing I'm hearing. Does that make any sense? That has to do with your purpose. Okay. And no, not yet, honey. They're saying it has to do with your purpose, your life purpose. Yes, would you understand that? Okay, but you do have a question for somebody in the spirit realm. Okay, so it's then to make up, is to clarify something for you in your life, but it's not purpose. I also feel that there's a lot of music around the situation. As somebody either in spirit or you or someone's very interested or very involved with music. Don't answer that now. It's not important. I'm going through a flow of things that are coming until we nail it, and then we'll go to a detail level. I think that so I am going to ask you now, are you involved with music or the music industry? You, Mickey, please. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, there's something to do with music that comes in. I don't know why. I do see a female now in the spirit realm. And I don't know if this is who you're trying to get, but I will let you know. I do see a woman here who's got gray hair. It's neatly coiffed. She's got bangs and it goes to a little under the chin length. It's nice, very nice looking woman. She's petite and slender. She's kind of organized. She's doing something in front of me. I don't exactly know what that is. And also, sometimes they're showing me the person on earth. So do you know anyone in spirit that would fit a petite stature and had gray hair, has bangs, and a Dutch boy cut, but there's a little bit of wave towards the bottom of the hair? Would you know anyone like that, please? Okay, and you don't look like that either? All right. And so this particular, I'm going to continue with that because it's the lead I have. And she's doing something with a board and art or something like that. So she's there, she's slender, she's got a sweater over her shoulders, and she's doing something like writing or something on a board. That's one person I see. Even though you're not remembering who it is, I do have to acknowledge it. I also get a name. Do you know anyone with the name Ellen, please? Living or deceased? Okay. So then you're going to have to, because I'm not making a connection for you, love, you're going to have to give me more information. What you wanted to ask or what. I'm asking you to tell me what's going on because I don't see who you're wanting or you're recognizing. All right. Well, the first thing I said to you is I felt there was a father for you in spirit, and I felt that there's a lot of confusion in your life about your life purpose. So that would kind of relate to that, I think. At least not what you're supposed to do with your life, but at least who you are. So, okay, that makes sense. A little bit of sense. And there's also this woman who, I don't know who she is. She could be grandma on the father's side. You may never have known her. We don't really know who she is. We'll just let her be. Okay. In other words, we can't refute her. She's there. Very nice. Okay. So let me see if I can't bring in someone you don't know because I can, but you wouldn't be able to validate it. Right. So let's come up with a good question. Okay. So with all this confusion, what do you want me to ask or see if we can pull an answer in about? Is there something I can do here with this? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, then let's see. So that woman that I described there, could she be a grandma then? A petite woman with gray hair that's neat and has bangs and it's like up to the chin length. Would you know anyone like that? Very cute woman. Do you know your grandma? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you only would know your mom's side. All right. Let me just continue, see if I can pull in mommy. See if she wants to come in. Well, mom is not a very transparent individual now, is she? Okay. Want to come in, mom? Okay. Would you understand that mom had dark hair and wore it long, at least for a portion of her life, please? She has a feeling to her of like being a goddess, if you will, a very smart, very and kind of egocentric, if you will. I'm not saying in a bad way, but had a good sense of self. Would that make sense to you, please? She literally comes in like she's a goddess. Okay, she's a very, very beautiful woman. She's nice and kind, but as I also mentioned, kind of opaque or not easily understood, and keeps a lot of things to herself. But you sort of said that before because that's your question to her, right? Why didn't you tell me this information? But she does say it again, but I don't have a direct contact with her mind yet, but I'm just seeing things. So I'm trying to pull it all together. She's a very smart, very intelligent woman. And she also, so would you agree mom was smart and intelligent? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Okay. Would you understand she was an academic achiever? Yes, no, maybe? She's saying that. All right. She says academic achiever. She says very smart and intelligent. She says, I loved you very much. She says, I'm sorry for the way this worked out. She says, I really didn't know. What didn't you know, mom, please? Oh, really? Haha. Let me just make sure I got this right. I didn't really know how you would feel about this. Okay. So she's saying that she didn't know how you would feel about this if she had told you something. And so therefore she kept it to herself for a number of years. At first I thought she was saying something a little different than that. Let me just fill that in a little bit and I'll come back to you in a moment. Nikki, hold on. I didn't want you to get upset. I want you to know about everything. I didn't want you to know how, ooh, wow. Uh, she says, I didn't want you to know how I betrayed your father. So there might have been a little bit of duality there in one of her relationships, I would assume is what's known there. And just wanted, she says, I wanted to keep everything straight and above board. She says, it's really just a nonsense thing, if you will. She says, I don't want you to quibble over these things or over detail. She says, I love you very much, just the same. You're very lovable, just the same. She says, the details are not as important as the love. So that's her opinion on the subject, honey. I don't know what else I can add to that. Do you have any questions? Oh, not, I can hardly pull her in. She's not coming in that easily. Let me just see if there's anything else I can bring in about her and see if there are any animals. See, they come, every soul comes in differently. It depends on the sitter, which you are, and what the soul is and how the connection is between myself and the three, all of us together. Okay, I'm trying to find out a little bit more about mom before I would venture toward pet, unless the pet just popped. Okay, so what I'm going to her area and she's showing me pain in her stomach and her abdomen as if there's something awry in that area. Would you know if she ever had health issues there, please? Stomach to abdomen area, please. Okay. Would you know if she ever had a hysterectomy, please? She's saying she did. Well, that's why she's showing me that area. So she had some kind of issue in that area. That's why she's showing me that. What was that? That's fine. That's close. All right. So that's very good because you're showing me. Go ahead, honey. What were you going to say? Okay, that's fine. That's close enough. What I'm doing, honey, is getting evidence about her physically on Earth so that I can tighten the psychic connection. When I get enough evidence, then I can move to other things, okay, there is a pet coming in now, and I feel that it is a feline rather than a dog. Would you understand a cat in spirit, please? Okay, I'm just let the record strike. I do see a cat around her, and the cat is fluffy grayish black. So if you didn't have that cat yourself, that cat is there. I also did see a few moments ago, I need to double check to see if this other animal wants to identify itself. So it may not be for you, that cat, honey. Maybe it's for somebody else in the family, or it may have been her own pet, or maybe a pet growing up. It may not be the one you want. Let's see. Okay, want to show me anything else, Mom, please? Okay, there is a dog. It looks like a bigger dog. Okay, it reminds me of a boxer kind of dog, or it has that look to it. Would you understand that, please, for your animal? Okay, then I can't do any better than this because our connection is not that tight. So I'm going to have to leave it the way it is, my dear. Sorry. Thank you, love. Have a beautiful evening. Okay, thank you, love. Thanks, bye. Okay, I'm going to be ending the episode here on Blog Talk. And I'm going to be ending the episode here on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening, and I appreciate your interest. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.